Okay, just doing a quick video here of the stand that I've made for my track bike. The main things I just wanted to point out, I suppose, were the things that have gone well on this and the things that could be better. The main area that is a bit of a mess on this design is this area down here. Obviously all the torque as you lift the bike up it goes through these bars, so I needed to make them fairly strong. I started out doing a completely different design and ended up changing my design halfway through, and that's why there's this sort of mess that you see here. Originally I was going to do a frame that went right around the front, across to the other side and right back, more like an extra large traditional sort of quick lift. The problem with that is you run into problems with that style of design in this area, because there's not enough clearance for this part of the system to get the bike through, so you run into all sorts of dramas. So if I was doing it again, I would change this and use a round piece of steel down here, like a 100mm diameter piece of steel or something like that, and then just weld these into it with a cross brace, and it'll be a lot stronger and do the job a lot better. Now, this area here is quite difficult to get right. You can see that I've put two nuts on either side of for this threaded rod to go through. Now these two nuts here, this one is welded on very securely, and that's fine. This one here, if you try and weld it on securely and weld it right the way around, you'll end up with shrinkage problems, and the nuts bind up on the threaded rod, and you end up with a threaded rod that just won't move anywhere and won't spin freely. So whereas this works pretty nicely. The other thing that is probably needs a little bit more thought next time round. Originally I was going to do have a wheel on the back here, and that would be the backstay, so I wouldn't need that. So it's similar to a traditional style of lift that just goes past the cam. Again, because I changed my mind halfway through, it needs this extra bar backwards to go. Now, the other things that work alright, the main bar across the top works pretty well. Still reasonable amounts of clearance to get to your fairings, to get to your main engine mount bolts, all that sort of thing. So there's good area around to work around the bike. With that, you'd probably run into trouble there if you actually tried to take the engine out, whether you'd be able to get it out in between these two gaps here, or whether you'd have to try and take the front wheel off and get it out underneath the front wheel. I'm not sure. I didn't really think that one through quite well enough. This area, this here all works fine. It's just a pin that drops down into there, so that works pretty well. And the bike itself, K2 600. A little bit of eBay joy for me there. It was a no reserve auction that went pretty well for me. And the bike itself is in extremely good nick. I don't know if you can see down the throat there. No, it's too dark, but extremely clean inside. And it was originally race prepped in Japan as well. You can see there Suzuka, and Suzuka stickers all over it. So it came in and has barely been used since it's been in Australia. So it should be a good little race bike for me.